Hey friends, this is Megan Elizabeth from buymeganelizabeth.com, and we're going to make today this beautiful essential oil diffuser with Sola Wood flowers, and we're going to do some glass etching. But we're going to do glass etching without the need for any chemicals. This is a vinyl that is a kind of transparent frosted vinyl that looks just like glass etching for on any of your jars or anything that you would want to use. This is going to give a really beautiful frosted look, and you can cut it with the Cricut. I will leave a link. But we're going to use this Sola Wood flower kit. This is a Fresh Roses diffuser, and it comes with the reeds and the container and some Sola Wood flowers. I'm going to add some of my own leaf petals, but all this stuff comes with it to be able to make a essential oil essentially diffuser, which is just awesome, and I can't wait to make with it. But I'm going to customize it with this vinyl, and we're going to use the Cricut Unite feature, and we're going to talk about some elements of Design Space. But I'm going to grab some Sola Wood flower softener, and then I have two colors of dye in the color Rosewood and Sage. They look absolutely gorgeous together. I am making this for in my office, so we're going to just fill up the jar, and we're going to kind of get everything going. But we're going to start by actually dyeing the Sola Wood flowers. So these are natural wood flowers that are rolled into beautiful different designs. And what we're going to do is dye them. So I grabbed 2 cups. I just put a little bit of water, and then I add in my Sola Wood dye, and I add in a little bit of the Sola Wood softener. This softener is essentially like a vegetable glycerin, and it keeps things from cracking or getting brittle. It keeps the flowers really soft and supple, and the color from flaking off. So I do this by look and feel. I just pour a little bit in, I stir it up really, really well, and then I just dip each one of my Sola Wood flowers in. I like to keep it pretty translucent. You can make it more opaque with less water and more dye. And once you dip them in, it also makes them really malleable to kind of reshape them as well, which is really, really awesome. So I just dip them in, and then I like to keep it opaque so you really see the veins of the wood. It keeps it looking really natural, and like they don't look like artificial flowers in any way, but these flowers last forever, and they hold essential oil or different types of scents really, really, really well because they are that natural wood. And with the reed diffusers, they're really, really amazing, and they just look beautiful. So this is not my first one of these, and just a lot of fun. So I just have them on a Teflon mat. I'm using a paper towel to kind of soak up some of the extra dye. And then I'm going to set them aside and let them dry for between 12 and 24 hours. The quicker you dip them, the quicker it goes. But now we're going to grab our Cricut Design Space. I'm going to measure my bottle, which is about 2 inches across. And I want to do a design that looks very similar to the logo of the Connecting to Restore logo. And I wanted to show you how to use the Unite feature in Design Space, which is one of the newer actions in Cricut Design Space that is offered. So we're going to just start by opening up Design Space. I'm going to check to make sure that it is on the Cricut Joy. That's the machine I want to be using. And I'm going to go in and select the shapes. So I'm literally just selecting the shape function. I'm doing this half moon, and I'm going to kind of size it and play with it. I am unlocking the proportions so that I can make it the size and style and shape that I want it to look like. And I'm going to change the color just to kind of give you show you the look, and I forgot to hit apply. I changed it and clicked off of it instead of hitting apply. So always hit apply if you want to change colors. And then I'm grabbing a second one, and I'm going to kind of place it, and it gives you the grids to show you when it's lined up centered on all sides, which is super helpful. I don't have to do this by eye. And now what I want to do is click on Actions and the Unite, which it used to be just Weld, but now there's other options. And I'm going to click on Subtract, and instead of slicing the item that you have to move and reposition different things, I'm just selecting Subtract, and it's removing that inner part. And now I can duplicate that and create an additional kind of half moon cup and bowl. The idea of the Connecting to Restore is that we are connecting with God, and we're being held by Him, and our cup being full. And I can go into more about that later. Anyway, now I just want to kind of recreate this. So here I'm adding the additional layer. I'm selecting both, and now I'm going to do the Unite feature. The Unite feature is really great, and it's different from Weld in that it's undoable. It has just subtle similarities. We are going to go through the Subtract and the Unite and these intersect and all these different new features in Design Space inside She Makes Club with the Cut with Confidence series. But I wanted to just give you a little piece of it to just kind of say, yes, they are very similar. The slice and the subtract are very similar, but there's subtle differences. And it's a great new feature that you can kind of undo and play with and mess with inside Cricut Design Space, that you don't have to remove different pieces and give you different options. It's very quick, it's one step, and it's very simple, and you can see how it just removed that inner part to give me those two lines. And then also the same type of thing when it comes to the Unite. It works very similarly to Weld, but it is undoable, which is really, really great. So then I just want to be able to size things. And once I have it sized, even though my Cricut Design Space is having some technical issues here today, and it keeps restarting on me, and now the screen's black, but that's okay. It's still working, and we're going to be able to click the Make It in the upper right corner of that screen. Okay, so now we're going to load in our vinyl, our frosted vinyl, but I do need to change out the blade. So quick little show you of that. I'm just going to pull the blade out. It is a Cricut Joy specific blade. I just click on that little top button. It's held in there magnetically, and you just pop the new one back in, put the cover back on, and you're good to go with a brand new blade. And it just sits in that housing. You clamp it in, and you should be good to go. So super simple. Now I am placing that frosted vinyl on my mat. I am making sure the backing sheet is down. I do not need mirror on or anything like that. So when I click on Make It, it's going to load in, and I'm going to select my material type as that frosted vinyl. It comes up in there. You just type it in. The setting is pretty accurate, and again, I'm having issues with Design Space just shutting down on me. But once I get it to load in, it'll do the full cutting feature of my quick little design, which is super awesome, and it turned out beautifully. Just click on load, and then I'm just peeling it directly off because it is all united together. I don't need to use transfer tape or anything. I'm just sticking it directly on my clean glass. You can clean it with alcohol wipes. Now what I'm going to do is pour in my scent. I'm going to really make sure it's all poured into my glass jar. It's already decorated, and I'm going to put my reeds right in. The reeds are really awesome at actually pulling that oil up through and giving you a beautiful scent. And the fresh roses really does smell exactly like fresh cut roses. It does not have an artificially smell to it at all. It's beautiful. Now I just have some green floral wire, some artificial leaves, and my hot glue gun, and I just stick the wire right into the back of the wood flower, and I am gluing some faux leaves right on. And I'm even doing two, like one on each side, just because of how small this container is. It just looks very full, and it really does look beautiful. And because I'm sitting it on a shelf, I'm not worried too much about how the backside looks. I just want the front to look very beautiful and full, even with a little bit of color. So I am sticking some leaves in and just fluffing and adjusting, but super easy once the flowers are dyed and dried and you place on your frosted design. It just comes out so beautiful. So this is going to look great on my shelves, and I really hope you enjoyed making with me today. I hope you'll subscribe, share. We're going to do a lot more Make It in Moments videos and so much more at By Megan Elizabeth and SheMakes.club. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.